Okay, I have a question that might trigger a little bit of PTSD for anyone listening. When was the last time you tried to book a dental appointment? And I'm not talking about complex surgery, just a checkup.
Oh, don't get me started. It's actually become a bit of a running joke, hasn't it? You
Yeah.
call up, you wait on hold for what feels like an eternity, and then they say they can squeeze you in about, what, 8 months?
8 months if you're lucky. I was talking to a friend just the other day. He cracked a molar, was in actual pain, and the timeline he was given was frankly laughable. So he
Hmm.
went down the private route, got the quote, and honestly, he looked like he'd seen a ghost. He told me the price, and I said, are they replacing your tooth or selling you a small hatchback?
It's a crisis.
Yeah.
There really is no other word for it. The cost of dentistry in the UK has, well, it's just gone through the roof. It's becoming inaccessible. You're left with two really bad choices.
Hmm.
Wait in pain or completely empty your savings account.
Exactly. And that's usually where the conversation just sort of ends. We complain, we pay up, or we just live with it. But today, we're going to look at a solution that breaks that choice. But I have to warn you, when I first heard about this, my skepticism radar went off immediately.
Which is healthy. It should go off.
Right, because usually when we talk about escaping UK dental prices, the conversation pivots to, dental tourism.
Hmm?
And let's be real, that phrase carries a lot of baggage. I just picture a slightly dodgy clinic, a language barrier, and a whole lot of risk.
That is the traditional stigma, yes. The fly and hope method. You book a ticket, you fly to a country you've never been to, you meet a doctor you've only ever seen on Instagram, and you hope for the best. It's terrifying.
It is, but that is exactly why we are diving into Mediglobe today, because it seems like they've identified that exact fear, that trust gap, and they've completely flipped the script. They aren't asking you to come to them blindly. They are coming here.
That is the headline. That is the game changer. Mediglobe isn't just a clinic in Antalya sitting back and waiting for people to email. They are bringing their senior dental team to the UK, specifically to London, for a series of consultation events.
Okay, let's unpack that because I think that is crucial. This isn't a Zoom call, right? It's not some sales seminar in a hotel conference room.
Yeah.
This is face-to-face.
It's completely face-to-face. Think of it as try before you buy for your healthcare. You book a slot, you walk into the venue in London, and you're not meeting a sales rep. You are meeting the actual medical team, the dentists.
Wow.
You sit down, you shake their hand, have a coffee, and you talk about your specific case.
So I can bring my x-rays.
You absolutely should bring your x-rays, or they can assess you there. But the point is, you are getting a professional medical opinion on your home turf. You can look the dentist in the eye before you ever even think about booking a flight.
That really does change the dynamic. It takes the whole blind date aspect out of it. But let's get to the elephant in the room, the price. People consider this because of the price. We're talking savings of up to 70%.
Correct. Up to 70% compared to UK prices.
Okay, so play devil's advocate with me. In any other industry, if someone offers me something for 70% less, I assume it's a knockoff. I assume they're cutting corners. A handbag, fine, but this is my mouth. This is surgery. How are they hitting that price point without sacrificing safety?
That is the most important question to ask. And the answer is it's about macroeconomics, not medical shortcuts.
Mhm.
The cost difference is driven by things like the cost of labor, facility overheads, and currency exchange rates in Turkey versus the UK. It is just cheaper to run a state-of-the-art clinic there.
So the inputs, the materials, the tech, they're the same.
Often they're better. And this is where we need to get a little bit technical for a second. We need to talk about JCI accreditation.
I saw that acronym everywhere on the Mediglobe materials. It sounds impressive, JCI-accredited, but what does it actually mean for me, the patient? Is it just a certificate they bought?
Absolutely not. You cannot buy JCI accreditation. JCI stands for Joint Commission International. It is, and this is no exaggeration, the gold standard for global healthcare safety. It is incredibly difficult to achieve.
So what do they actually check?
Everything. They audit over 1,000 measurable elements, patient safety protocols, how they manage medication, infection control, the qualifications of the staff. It's the same standard that top hospitals in America and Europe strive for.
Wow.
So when you see that Mediglobe is JCI accredited, it means they aren't just meeting local Turkish standards. They are meeting and often exceeding rigorous international standards.
That's a sobering thought. We just tend to assume local equals safe and foreign equals risky, but it sounds like that's not always the case.
It's about data, not assumptions. And speaking of data and technology, that's another area where Mediglobe seems to be investing heavily. You mentioned cutting corners. They're doing the opposite.
Right, I was reading about the digital smile design. Is that just a fancy filter, like on Instagram where I can see myself with whiter teeth?
It's a lot more sophisticated than an Instagram filter. Digital smile design is, well, it's essentially architectural planning for your face. Historically, if you got veneers, you were just at the mercy of the dentist's artistic eye. You'd hope you didn't wake up looking like you're wearing a piano keyboard.
The dreaded chiclets look. Too big, too white.
Exactly. Digital smile design gets rid of that risk. They take high-resolution scans of your face in motion, how you talk, how you laugh. Then, they design the smile digitally to match your specific facial structure.
So you can actually see the end result before they even touch a tooth.
You can see it, and you can tweak it. You can say, I want that a bit softer or more natural. It aligns your expectations with the medical reality. And they combine that with advanced tomography and AI.
AI is everywhere now. How does that work in dentistry?
Diagnostics, mostly.
Yeah.
They use AI to analyze 3D jaw scans to determine bone density and nerve placement with pinpoint accuracy. It takes the guesswork out of implant surgery. It lets them say with confidence, yes, you are a perfect candidate for All-on-4, right there and then.
You mentioned all-on-4. I see that term advertised all the time. For someone listening who knows they need work but isn't a dentist, what actually is it?
It's a life-changing procedure, really. For people who've lost teeth or are just struggling with loose dentures, traditionally, you'd either need an implant for every single missing tooth, which is hugely invasive and expensive, or you'd have dentures that sit in the glass at night.
And dentures can be a nightmare for confidence. They slip, you can't eat certain foods.
Right. All-on-4 uses just 4 strategically placed implants to support a whole arch of fixed teeth. The genius is in the engineering. You can often skip the need for bone grafting. And crucially, Mediglobe specializes in what's called immediate loading, meaning you don't have to wait 6 months without teeth. In many cases, you get your brand new fixed teeth within just a few days of the surgery.
That is incredibly fast. In the UK, the timeline for that would be, well, let's just say a lot longer.
Months of appointments.
Yeah.
And that comes back to specialization. A local dentist might do one big implant case a month. Mediglobe does them daily. It is their bread and butter.
Let's talk about the materials for a second. I keep seeing zirconium mentioned everywhere. Why is everyone so obsessed with zirconium?
It's not a trend. It's a real evolution in material science. For years, the standard was porcelain fused to metal. It's strong, sure, but because there's metal underneath, light can't pass through it properly. It looks a bit opaque. And worse, if your gums recede even a tiny bit, you get that horrible dark gray line at the gum line.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. It's the instant giveaway that the tooth isn't real.
Precisely. Zirconium solves that. It's an incredibly strong white crystalline material, but it's also translucent. Light passes through it just like natural enamel, so it just looks real.
And I've heard it's better for your health, too.
It is. It's biocompatible. Your gums adapt to it really well. You don't get that inflammation or irritation some people get with metal alloys. It's just cleaner, healthier, and looks infinitely better.
Okay, so we've established the medical credibility, high-tech, JCI-accredited, premium materials. But Mediglobe pitches this whole thing as a health and holiday package. And I have to be honest, as a cynical Brit, my brain goes, am I getting surgery or am I getting a tan? Can I really do both?
It's a valid concern. You're not going to be jet skiing an hour after surgery. But Mediglobe's approach to the holiday part is actually all about recovery. They've partnered with some of the most luxurious hotels in Antalya. We're talking the Max Royal, Regnum Caria, Rixos Premium.
I've heard of the Max Royal. That's not a budget motel, that's serious luxury.
It is. But think about the physiology of recovery. If you have surgery in London, you fight traffic to get home, you're stressed, you have to worry about making food. Stress slows down healing.
That makes total sense.
Now imagine the Mediglobe way. You have your procedure. A VIP transfer picks you up and takes you to a 5-star resort. You have room service. You are resting by a pool. You are completely looked after.
So they're reframing it from a medical ordeal to a restorative break.
Exactly. And the logistics are a huge part of that, the Mediglobe protocol, as they call it. You never have to hail a taxi or figure out a bus route. It's a completely seamless, stress-free bubble.
Speaking of bubbles, let's pop one fear I know listeners have. The language barrier. It's one thing to order a coffee. It's another thing entirely to be in a dentist's chair trying to explain a specific type of pain.
It's a massive safety issue. If you can't communicate effectively, you can't consent effectively. Mediglobe tackled this head-on. Their team includes native English speakers. specifically a native British coordination team.
Oh, really?
Yes, so you aren't just getting someone who speaks textbook English. You have coordinators who understand the nuance. You can say you feel a bit dodgy about something, and they know exactly what you mean.
That's a massive relief. It sounds like they've just systematically gone through every reason someone would say no and built a solution for it. But let's humanize this. We can talk specs all day. Did you see any of the patient stories?
I did. And they were quite moving, actually, because dental issues are so rarely just about teeth, you know? They're about shame or fear. Take the story of Peter Parker, for example.
Not the superhero.
No, not Spider-Man. Just a regular guy named Peter. But his story resonated because he had a severe dental phobia. He hadn't been to a dentist in years because he was just terrified.
I think a lot of people are stuck in that cycle right now.
Peter broke it with Mediglobe. And his testimonial wasn't about the price. It was about the kindness. He said the team was non-judgmental and, crucially, that the treatment was painless. For a phobic patient, painless is the magic word.
Absolutely. Then there was Kylie Rogers. Her story seemed to be more about urgency.
Right. Kylie was in pain. She needed a solution now. The UK system was offering her waiting lists. She contacted Mediglobe. They accepted her immediately, and that was it. It was the speed of the solution that saved her.
And Lisa Brown.
Lisa's story was about the smile makeover, the aesthetics, and she talked about the confidence boost. It's amazing how much energy we waste trying to hide our teeth, isn't it? When you fix that, it can change your whole personality.
It's true. It's a quality of life investment. But, and there's a big but here, we have to talk about what happens after. The single biggest criticism of dental tourism is the fly and forget problem. You get the teeth, you fly home, and if something goes wrong, you're on your own.
This is the make or break point for me. If Mediglobe didn't have a solid answer for this, I wouldn't be so positive about them. But they do. They have established a physical UK presence.
What does that mean in practice?
It means they have a consultation and follow-up strategy right here in London. They aren't just popping over for a week and then vanishing. They maintain a presence. This means you can have your initial planning here, but arguably, more importantly, you can have your annual checkups here.
That is huge. So if I get implants, I don't have to fly back to Turkey just for a checkup.
Exactly. Or if you have a minor concern, you have a contact point here. It completely kills that fly and forget stigma. It proves they're invested in the long-term success of the treatment. It's a hybrid model. Global treatment, local care.
That really does seem to be the future. It gives you the best of both worlds. So let's bring it back to the immediate opportunity, the London event. We've established it's a low-risk way to investigate. Is there any other reason to go?
Well, there is a very tangible financial reason. Mediglobe is offering an exclusive discount package for patients who actually book their treatment during the London meeting.
Ah, the incentive.
Exactly. If you go, get your assessment, meet the team, and decide to go ahead, you unlock a special rate. It often includes those VIP transfers we talked about. It's a reward for taking that step.
That's smart. So let's wrap this up for the listener who is maybe rubbing a sore jaw right now or looking at a quote and feeling hopeless. What's the mission here?
The mission is to realize you have options. You don't have to accept the gridlock of the UK system, and you don't have to take a gamble on a random clinic abroad. Mediglobe has built a bridge.
And the first step onto that bridge is right here in London.
It is the London Consultation Day. It costs you nothing to go and find out. The slots are limited because, again, they are bringing the senior medical team, not an army of salespeople.
So if you are even remotely curious, you should probably book a slot.
Absolutely. Go meet them. Bring your x-rays if you have them. Look them in the eye. Get that fixed price in writing.
And the worst case scenario?
Worst case. You have a nice chat, you get a free professional second opinion on your dental health, and you go home. Best case. You save thousands of pounds, you get a luxury holiday, and you finally get that smile fixed.
When you put it like that, it's a bit of a no-brainer.
It really is. Don't let the cost keep you from smiling. The solution is literally coming to your doorstep.
I love that. Taking control. Well, that's all we have time for on this deep dive. It's been fascinating to see how the industry is evolving.
It's the future, I think, this kind of hybrid healthcare.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for breaking it all down for us. And to you listening, thanks for tuning in. Check out the Mediglobe event, grab a slot before they're all gone, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive. Keep smiling.